related the conflict between secularism and Islam's view. And these protests come with the younger people's support due to Erdogan's AKP's government's authoritarianism. However, these protests did not continue, although AKP's authoritarianism has increased after the Gezi Park and many serious claims of corruption, but it did not continue. Why did it not continue, for your opinion? And second question, you put once billboard which is prepared by the İlim Yayma Cemiyeti, and it's clear that Turkey has many Islamic movements, and most of them, like İlim Yayma, has supported the AKP governments against the Hizmet movement, and some of them has near the radical Islamic movements. Do you think that are there any threats for AKP's position towards the radical Islam, especially in the conflict between AKP and the Nazi movement?
Which do you consider radical? I was thinking of al-Nusra.
I think that some of them is, has a view near radical Islamic movements, like Nakshi or Menzil or other Islamic movements.
I think I don't want to get into that because I don't know. I mean, to me, a radical Islamist are these al-Nusra people that the AKP is supporting, you know, letting them hang out in the in Turkey, on Turkish soil, supporting them as they go into, these are Al-Qaeda linked people who are foreigners who are coming into Turkey to fight in Syria. That is radical Islam. None of the people none of the groups you mentioned, either AKP or the Gülen movement, or even the Naqshbandi, to me, are radical Islamic groups. Radical Islamist, I don't use that term because that means an anti-state, they want to overthrow the state kind of approach. I don't think any of those want to do that, as far as I know. So, I wouldn't venture into that territory. As for Gezi and Islam, what I meant to say, I'm sorry if I didn't say it properly, was that the Gezi protests they changed the conversation so that people couldn't excuse all of the tension by saying, well, it's just Islamists versus secularists. That didn't mean that Islam wasn't involved in some way, especially on the AKP side. I remember these guys with, truncheons running down the street saying Allah Akbar as they beat the protesters. Obviously, Islam will come in various ways. Even among the Gezi protesters, there were ideologies present, leftists, unionists, LGBT activists, everybody had their little flag out. But they weren't led by any particular group. So I don't think that means it's now, purified of these issues.
You're getting impatient, so, yes.
I'm just wondering what's really new about AKP when you talk about this. When you look at it, there is an element of continuity in Turkish politics. An underlying ideology has always been there. And the only claims to ownership of the state changes. Before now we have everyone saying, I am the national will, and I'll do whatever the hell I want to do. That's the thing. I think that biological component in the nation-building process is a weak one, because even when you go back to the protagonists of the Turkish nation-building, like taking out, Ziya Gökalp was Kurdish, taking out was Jewish. Yusuf Akçura, there's another one.
This came in after that.
Yeah, it came out. Even when you go back to the debates, I've studied at fucking geopolitical science. We used to look at the debates in the first parliament. They were really trying really hard to find that biological component. As Turkish society is so diverse. So that kind of cultural, if you like, I call this cultural nationalism or the cultural assimilation component has been much. Even this some language theory is a cultural thing. It's not really a racial or biological thing. But I would like to emphasize this continuity in the state ideology. When I was at Faculty of Political Science, when the military government came to power, 1980, then kissing your girlfriend has become really a very bad thing to do. Drinking alcohol was a bad thing to do. So under military government, pious citizens, and then everyone was cited from Quran and everything. There is a continuity. I think the most dangerous thing about the particular, not the party, but Erdogan, is that he is, you know, a bit like, he wants to be the groom in all weddings and the martyr in all funerals. That he's both a victim and at the same time, you know, he says, I am the state. We haven't had that in history. You know, this is for the first time he says, I am the victim. I'm the victim of all this. But at the same time, I'm in charge. So that kind of, it's a very dangerous thing. That's why he's leading the society in that way. Just one question would be this.